Baba Batra Per Gimel Mishnah Hey, 5th Mishnah in the 3rd chapter. Baba Batra. So we're continuing to talk about Chazakah. Chazakah means a person does an action that shows dominion or ownership of over property. So in the last Mishnah, we said, 2 Mishnah ago, we said, what could a person do? Oh, a lot of commentary. Okay, well, Na'al Gadar Uparatz Kol Shehu. If a person locked up a property, built a fence, or broke down a fence, any amount, so all of those are ways of demonstrating Harezo Chazakah. Those are Chazakah, and those are ways of demonstrating that I now have dominion and ownership over the property. So Mishnah is going to continue and say what actions, what behavior, what activities would constitute Chazakah and what would not. These are things that have Chazakah. There are certain actions, very weird language, unusual, but there are certain actions, behaviors that have Chazakah, that demonstrate Chazakah. And there are certain behaviors that don't demonstrate Chazakah, that if a person does it, so the owner says, yeah, okay, whatever, but he's not going to make a mecha'ah, he's not going to protest, he's not going to think that some guy is trying to squat in his property. I have a chatzer. So a person would keep his animal. I kept his animal in my chatzer. Tanur, he puts the oven in the chatzer. Kiraim is the stove. Rechaim is the grinder, the grain grinder. Umagadel tarnagolim, or he raises chickens. Zivlo b'chatzer, he puts his zevel, his manure in the chatzer. So we all have this communal yard that everybody shares. Okay? And some guy keeps his animal in the chatzer. Eina chazakah. All of these things are not chazakah, okay? Because the owners are not makpid. Okay, that's what people do. Everybody learned to share in all of those cases. Now remember we said that this is talking about the Batra. Let's look at the Batra for a second. Haitana b'chatzer hashutfim kamai. It's the communal chatzer. So we have like this. Remember the communal area? We've learned we have the communal area that everybody shares. And it's like townhouses and the chatzer is in the middle. Okay, so the point of the chatzer is for people to enter and exit. But in practice, everybody used the chatzer because there was no space. So they used it for all of these things. To cook, to raise chickens, to allow your animals, to keep the zevel. So it was a chatzer hashutfim. So it's not talking about some stranger coming into our yard, but rather, partners are using the chatzer. Okay, and everybody understands that, the communal uses are communal, and it doesn't mean that one of the partners, if he leaves his animal there, or if he raises his chickens, he's not going to claim ownership. So therefore, they were not makpid. Okay? Therefore, there's not a chazakah, even if you do it for 3 years. If you build a fence for your animal that's 10 tvachim high, or you build a fence, you build a partition around your oven, or the stove, or for the grinder, if you bring the chickens into your friend's house, the Kartakati says, in your friend's house, or you dig a little trench for your manure, you make a little trough, I guess, you raise it up 3 tvachim. So in all those cases, okay, harezo chazakah, if a person does it and the shutafim are not, the shutafim, the partners, don't make a mecha'ah, all of those things are chazakah. So when do they become chazakah? Bartanura says, Isha tigla, shalosh shanim v'lo micha. If the guy does it for 3 years, vadai havi chazakah. Okay, then it's a chazakah because the shutafim, the partner should have made a mecha'ah. He says, but the Rambam, Rabbeinu Moshe Bar Moni, the Rambam says, the shutaf dekapir asiyat mechitza. If it's talking about this case of partnership, im asat shutfa mechitza v'lo micha, if the shutaf did not protest, L'alter have a chazakah. Immediately, it's a chazakah. I mean, if you're talking about shutafim, then a rezo chazakah right away. So that's how the Rambam interprets as opposed to the Bartanur. Either way, we're talking about behaviors in a communal area, whether it's 3 years or right away, depending on the opinion. In a communal area, there were normally accepted behaviors, but then there were also behaviors that were not normally accepted, and if the partners don't make a mecha'ah, a person can establish a presence that later they can't come along and say, we don't want you to do that, because you should have protested beforehand. We'll stop here. As we do, we dedicate our learning to the memory of my father, Harav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a great day.